couple weeks ago, I picked myself up this Ambernic RG40XXV. I wanted to get a retro handheld system just to be able to compile all my games rather than having to use, a Game Boy and then a DS or a DSi or even like a 2DS. Just have it all in one place. This thing can't play 2DS though, or 3DS. And yeah, I can mod the DSi, play my Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, and whatnot. But this thing can do a little bit more than that, or at least it's advertised to do so. So my thoughts and opinion on this thing is that it is pretty good if you just want to do those retro handheld gaming, like the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and possibly some older stuff like the SNES and the NES. But when you get to more 3D graphical consoles like the N64, it does struggle. And if that's something you wanted to play, then this may not be the console for you. What I've been doing recently is playing a Pokemon Crystal ROM hack, which is also really great about this, is that I can play ROM hacks on the go instead of being on the computer, or finding a way to put it on a cartridge for a Game Boy Advance, but I could also just put it on my DSi. However, what the DSi won't do for me, well, the 3DS, I did find a way on the DSi, but is this fast forward. With these older Pokemon games, it is such a blessing to have fast forward. Now, with these older games, yeah, this is great. But those 3D games I talked about, like the N64, it can struggle a bit. When you boot this thing up, this is what you're greeted with. You get a few options. It is very user-friendly, very easy to navigate and figure out what you want to do. When you go to RetroArch, or you can go to Games Room. RetroArch is what I use. The SD card that I'm using, and then this will show you the console that you have on this thing. It does come preloaded with stuff, but I just wanted to put on things that I personally owned, which is just some Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color games. I did try out the N64 when I initially got this thing, and it was okay, but it was a little splotchy. Every now and then the game would like glitch out graphically, but the game was still running. This thing comes preloaded with quite a few things, but it claims to play, let's see, what would be the most of PS Vita it has, and I ran someone there, which ran just fine. Says it can play N64, which it did, it was just alright. Dreamcast, and PS1. Those are probably the heavy hitters that you can get going on this thing. And you can get them going. They're not going to run the best of the best, but anything below that runs really well. And honestly, if you just wanted to be able to play these classic consoles on one device, this thing is really handy. RetroArch is such a great emulator. It lets you do really a lot of the things you want. Like you can customize. I can go in here and then I can even select the core I want, like which emulator I want to do. And then when I'm in the game itself, I have all the options that RetroArch has. So the options RetroArch gives you, like I can save states, restart, core options, controls, on-screen overlay. I can go back and like go into settings, the video, audio input, latency. Really nice. And then the other thing I really like about it is that on the top here, I can plug this in and actually display it on the TV and play on the big screen, rather than just handheld. Though, to be honest, I just play handheld because I really like that. So, decent device. Excellent if you just want to play those Game Boy Advance games. Older Nintendo consoles. It will struggle with the more 3D graphical games that it claims it can use. But if you're not going to do that, then it's no problem, which I don't do. So this thing is awesome for me. Love it. It's great. Recommend if you're just going to play those older games. Don't recommend if you're going to try and play N64, Dreamcast. PS1 should run fine, but again, you'll probably struggle a little bit. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I really like the device.